Welcome back to Yarn Inspirations as well as the crochetcrowd.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on the Crocodile Stitch border. This is really quite a fabulous border, very heavy in texture. Anybody that likes Crocodile Stitch, this really is quite amazing. Anybody that knows about Crocodile Stitch knows that it is a bit of a yarn pig. It does take extra yarn in order to get all these layers because you can see it's so deep and etc. So what we do to do this is that you could just have a regular granny square. It can also be a rectangle granny square, but a granny square for sure. And we're going to create what I call the mesh in the pattern. So if you're reading the pattern, you'll see that there's this pink, and this is the mesh. Everything of the mesh has been done first, and then we came back and I did the layers of the Crocodile Stitch afterward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to create the mesh, and then I'm going to show you how to do these ideas of the Crocodile Stitch, and then from there you can do anything that you want to as far as this border is concerned. So let's begin. So let's begin by creating this mesh. We're going to do the entire mesh first, and then we're going to come back and do all this. So we're going to do all layers of mesh. So you can see that when you look at it here from a corner perspective is that there was two layers of Crocodile Stitches worked in the same corner, and then it kind of splits off and then it kind of comes back. So we want to create this mesh idea in order to make it work. So you can use the same color. This mesh is kind of hard to see once you get beyond a certain color, but if you're one that likes to drape things you will see that color. So you want to consider your mesh when you're going to do so. So let's begin to do our first corner. I'm going to use the same color to create the mesh in order to be consistent. And what I'm going to do is go right into a corner space. So to do the mesh, I'm just going to go right into the corner and I'm going to join it with a slip stitch, and I'm going to chain 3. Okay, and it's 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to come back into the same space and I'm going to do a double crochet. So this is going to hold one complete scale of the Crocodile Stitch. So what I'm going to do is shift it down, and I'm going to chain 3, and this will be the first corner. So 1, 2, and 3, and coming back into that same space I want to double crochet 2 times. So this is the other scale that is in the corner. Okay, so just visualize it here that this is what you're going to be working with. So in order to move across, what we have to do is that we have to jump all these 3. In order to jump all these 3, we're just going to chain 2, and we jump to the next chain 1 space and we put in 2 double crochets. So there is the next Crocodile Stitch scale that you're going to have, and you're just going to continue to do that along the side of the edge. So it'll be chain 2, 2 doubles into there, and let it be. So as you do that, you're eventually going to hit the corner. So you'll chain 2, hit the corner. So you'll do the first one. Okay, so there'll be 2 double crochets. We have to turn the corner, so it'll be chain 3, and coming back into the same space you're going to put in 2 more double crochets. So that is your 2 Crocodile Stitch in the corners. Okay, so now you're going to begin again along the side. So it's chain 2, next chain 1 space we'll have 2 double crochets. There's another Crocodile Stitch just waiting to happen right there, and then you continue along like that. So chain 2, next space, 2 double crochets, and so on, and eventually you hit the next corner again. So chain 2, next corner like it was before, so 2 doubles. Okay, chain 2, or sorry, chain 3 is the corner, and then coming back in for 2 doubles. So do that all the way around. We'll see at the next part of this round. So continuing along, I'm coming all the way back to where I had started, so I chain 2 and I join it to the top of the beginning chain 3. So now what we want to do is that we want to get ourselves to this chain 3 space right here. So in order to do that we have to slip stitch over, and we're going to create another round of it. So we're going to slip stitch over, so twice, and now you're going to continue to create more mesh based on what you already see. But this mesh is going to be slightly different. So this one here, if you notice that the Crocodile Stitches follow each other as they go all the way up. So 1, 2, and 3. See that? So they're going to be maintaining. So the next time we do the mesh we want to split in between the 2 double crochets that were already there. So that's what we have to watch for on this round. So let's begin. We're going to chain up 3, which counts as a double crochet, and double crochet back into the same space. Now we're going to turn the corner, so chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and coming back into the same space. Okay, so that's going to happen every time you have a corner. So now what we have to do is that we have to work our way to this next space. So we have to go into and split these because these are where the scales are gonna sit. So we immediately come into the first one, okay, and we're going to put in 2 double crochets right in between these 2 doubles. So next time you'll have scales here, here, and here, and then you just continue along like you already see. So chain 2 and just split the next 2 double crochets in the round below and put in 2 double crochets into the split. And you'll do that all the way across. So chain 2 and then split the next 2 and continue right to the corner. So as you make your way to the corner, okay, you're going to split that first one before starting that corner. So split it with 2 double crochets, okay, and then without doing any double crochet or chains at all, we come into this next space. So we're gonna put in 2 double crochets, so 1 and 2. We're gonna turn the corner, chain 3, and coming in for 2 more double crochets. So we just physically turn that corner in the mesh. So here's the next one. See how close it is? That's why we're not doing any chain 2s right after this. So we split the next one and we start off with 2 right into the split, chain 2, okay, and then split the next 2 and continue that all the way down that edge. And then that's how you continue all the way around. So chain 2, okay, split the next one, and as soon as you get next to the corner, therefore you just jump right to a corner. So don't chain 2 after that. Go right into the chain 3 space and put in 2 double crochets, okay, chain 3 and 2 double crochets. So continue to do that same idea going all the way around, and I think you'll have a lot of success. So split this one first, don't chain 2, split, chain 2, split, chain 2, and make sure you put your 2 double crochets when you go to split them. So as I got all the way back around, I just finished off and I went into the final split, and then I just immediately just joined it to the top of the first chain 3. So to start the final round, it's round number 3 of doing the mesh. You just have to slip stitch to the chain 3 space, and then you begin all over again. It's the same looking mesh in the corner. So let's just get you started. So it's gonna chain 3 and then double crochet. So there is a scale right there, and now you're gonna turn the corner. So chain 3 and then coming back in 2 more double crochets into that same space. So you're just gonna work your way across, okay, but we're gonna do something slightly different here, okay. So the next one here, we're gonna split the first one with 2 double crochets just like you see, and then what we're going to do then is that we're going to chain 2 and then split the next one. Okay, so you just keep on working away around on the mesh. So chain 2 and just keep on going across. So it's only the corners that kind of gets really kind of complicated when you think about it. So now you keep on going. So chain 2, you go into this one, you split it, okay, then you chain 2 and then go into the next one here, split it, 2 double crochets, that's what I mean by that, and now you go immediately into the corner. So the corner, remember, are 2 double crochet, chain 3 and 2 double crochet. So then you just continue to go across. So let's just review that one more time. So the first one, you're gonna go right here, just like that, and then chain 2 and then split the next one. So continue to do that all the way around. So coming up, I'm gonna split that final one here, and remember I've already started in the corner, so that's just a matter of just joining it then to the beginning. Chain 3. So the mesh is done. So now I have the mesh growing up, so 1, 2, and 3, and now that's all ready, and now it's time to lay the crocodile stitch on top. Now the way that I designed this is that it's gonna be so simple. I only have to show you a little bit because the reality is once you do it, you do it. It's pretty easy. So we're gonna just fasten this off, do a nice job of that, and then what I want to do then is you want to grab your complementary colors that you would like to do your crocodile stitching. That's gonna go on top of this mesh. So working on the crocodile stitching at this point is a matter of just filling in the mesh. So I've done a Christmas tree like this. This is really quite simple. So what we have is that every one of the splits is a scale. Okay, so you see how it comes down, that's a scale. So every one of these is a scale. So the nice thing about it is that the way that I designed it is just you just follow it around and it takes you right back to where you started. So normally with crochet then is that we usually start at the top and we kind of work our way around, but with doing scale work what happens is that we're going to focus on the actual post, come down and then back up. So we're actually going to start at the bottom of the project and work our way around. You can start anywhere that you want and you can see kind of where I joined it here when I went to go do it. So it's actually not a bad idea. So let me show you how to start, and once you see this concept you can do the whole thing basically on your own. So to start the scale what happens is that you're going to work on a post, and the post needs to be upside down. So I'm going to start here. Usually I would start on the top. So what I want to do is create a slip knot, and I want to work where it's going to split. So I'm going to work on the interior first. Okay, so you got a scale here, here, anywhere where they're together is going to be one scale. So you can start anywhere that you want, but you have to start on this side in order to do it. So let's begin. We're going to go into a side post. Okay, so just into the side post of that round, and you're going to attach with the slip stitch like this, and you're going to chain 3. So that counts as a double crochet. So 1, 2, 3. Continuing in that same post, okay, you're going to do 4 more double crochets. Okay, so around that post. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you get 4, see it's going down that post. You see that? So then you have to chain 1 so it can do that bend of the scale, and then you just turn it and go into the friend right next door. So come right across and just wrapping it and going into the post from the other side. Okay, so do you see it? So you're just going to come into the post from the other side, and you're going to do 5 double crochets going up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So every scale on this has 5 double crochets going down, okay, chain 1, and 5 double crochets going up the other one. So let's move along. So you're going to move over to here, which is your next one, and you immediately just go there. So just wrapping the hook and going into the side of the first post, and you're going to double crochet 5 times. So 1, and you're just working your way down that post, and you're going to put in your 5. So that I'm on number 3, and this is 5. Chain 1, turn your work, and here's the other one. Okay, so you're going to go up the other one. So you go down 1, up the other, and so you're going to go up 5. Okay, this is 3, 4, and 5. So then coming up, okay, so see how it's going to turn the corner? We're not going to do anything fancy. So we're just going to maintain exactly what you see. So just coming up, going into the next one, and go 5 down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1, turn it, going into its friend. See why everything was in groups of 2? So now when you were splitting it, do you see why you were splitting it? Because you're splitting the middle of the scale, and you're keeping those scales aligned. So I'm actually right on a corner right now, and I'm gonna literally turn the corner without having to think twice about it. So I just immediately jump to the next one. See how I've got there? I'm turning a corner. So to turn a corner, there's nothing fancy, nothing at all. Just follow it around the corner and immediately go into the next one. So you didn't see me chain anything, I didn't do anything, I just following it around. And that's all you have to do for all of the rounds of the 3 that you had seen here, is that you just follow each one around like so. So down, chain 1, turn it, and go into the other one. Just like that. So now I'm coming up, and so once you get all the way around, then you fasten off. If you want to keep the same color, then just rejoin it again on the next layer. So you can see I've started and I'm now coming around, and I'm just gonna follow that as I go, and then I'm gonna join it to the beginning. So I'll do that last one here, the split. I would join it and with a slip stitch, fasten off, get rid of it, and then the next one I will just start off in the next one here. So go down one, up the other, down one, up the other, and continue along. So when you're looking at it from a perspective like this, you can see I just followed it around, and then the next one just came around, and then so forth, just like that. And it looks really quite amazing when you do it like that. So this is how you would do the crocodile stitch border. It looks amazing, and you can see on the other side, see, all that's happening just like it was on the other one. Till next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.